Hi dear students, I hope you like my videos, and if you like my videos, please press the subscribe button and press the bell icon for latest notifications about videos. So let's start our next question number 11 of exercise 3.3 class 11th. It is given like this. 11th question is prove the following: cos 3 pi over 4 plus x minus cos 3 pi over 4 minus x equal to minus square root 2 into sin x. So very first thing, we will always write from the left side. So I am writing from the left side solution of this. Left hand side is cos 3 pi over 4 plus x minus cos 3 pi over 4 minus x. If we treat these angles as C and D, then it is like a formula which is cos C minus cos D. Try to remember that formula. That formula was minus 2 sin C plus D over 2 and into sin C minus D over 2. And if we write this formula, you should know what is C and what is D. C is this whole value which is 3 pi over 4 plus x, and D 3 pi over 4 minus x. Let's use it. See what is given. According to this formula, it should be minus 2. Then sin sum of angles over 2. What are the angles? C and D. We have to add these. 3 pi over 4 plus x plus 3 pi over 4 minus x over 2 and into sin difference of these angles 3 pi over 4 plus x minus 3 pi over 4 minus x upon 2. So situation is like this now. We have to open these brackets. See what is calculation of this. If I open, it is 3 pi over 4 plus x as it is plus 3 pi over 4 minus x as it is. X cancelled upon 2. And next we have sin. Open this bracket, it will be 3 pi over 4 plus x minus 3 pi over 4. Because of minus sign, we have to change their signs before. That is 3 pi over 4 with plus minus sign here, minus minus plus x over 2. In this case, you can cancel 3 pi over 4. So we are left with minus 2 sin. It is 3 pi over 4 plus 3 pi over 4. We can say if 4 is their LCM, we have 3 pi plus 3 pi, and that 4 which is LCM of these two values will go in the denominator and it will give us 8. And into sin, this is x plus x, 2x over 2, x cancelled. Now see what is next. I am going to erase it, this calculation only, because we need that result which we have given with. So we have to write it. See, minus 2, 3 pi plus 3 pi, it is 6 pi over 8 sine of x. So our answer is nearly of the same type as, okay, we have here, see, we have this minus sign we have. So only the change we need in this calculation of sine 6 pi over 8. First of all, cancellation possible, so cancel 2 into 3 6, 2 into 4 8. So we have 3 pi over 4. So minus 2 sine 3 pi over 4 into sine x. So we have situation like this. I'm going to erase this lower part. Minus 2. This sine 3 pi over 4 can be written as pi minus pi over 4. 4 into pi, 4 pi minus pi will give 3 pi if we take LCM, but we are not going to take LCM. Because of this pi, see, it is pi means 180 up to this in second quadrant. So pi minus pi over 4 means 45 degree lies in second quadrant. And in second, sign is positive. Because of multiple of pi, there will not be any change in the name of this t ratio. Sign will remain same, and we can leave pi and it will be sine pi over 4 with the positive sign, because sign in second quadrant is positive. And into, don't forget that last value which is sine x. So you have minus 2. What is sine pi over 4? It is 1 over square root 2 into sine x. Now we are going to finish our question, okay? So see what is given. Here you have minus 2 over square root 2. I am going to rationalize the denominator by multiplying it with the new, just square root 2 in the numerator, square root 2 in the denominator, into sin x. So it will give minus 2 under root 2 over 2 into 2 under root, that will give under root 2 into under root 2 will give 2. So 2 cancelled. So we are left with the required answer, which is minus square root 2 sine x. This is actually the right side of equality. This was 11. See what is given in our next question number 12. Students, our question number 12 is sine square 6x minus sine square 4x equal to sine 2x into sine 10x. Let's start from the left side of equality again. I am going to write left hand side, which is given sine square 6x minus sine square 4x. Isn't it same as formula a square minus b square? And try to remember that formula, that is one time add these, one time subtract these values. So here we have to add one time these values and one time we will subtract these two. Means sine 6x plus sine 4x, sine 6x minus sine 4x. Now think about formulas. If we treat them as CD, this is like a formula sine C plus sine D. What is that formula? Sine C plus sine D. That formula is 2 sine C plus D over 2 cos C minus D over 2. And if this we check, it is like sine C minus sine D. What is that formula? It is 2 cos C plus D over 2 into sine C minus D over 2. And what are the values of C? C is 6x and D is 4x. So apply formulas. First of all, on this I am going to use first formula. It is 2 sine. Add these two angles over 2. Then cos difference of these angles over 2. So we have this situation according to that first formula. Now for the second one, 2. It is cos sum of angles over 2 and sine difference of these angles over 2. So we have this. Now we have to solve it. It is 2 sine. This is 10 over 2 5x. 2x over 2 will give cos x. And the last one, this 2 cos 10x over 2 will give cos 5x. And sine 2x over 2 will give x. So we have situation like this. Now we have to rearrange all these. I will combine according to my requirement. Here you have sine double of an angle. So I will combine 2, this 1 times 2, okay, with sine x and cos x separately. So I am going to write them in a separate bracket. One by one we will combine these according to our requirement. So I used these three values. Now what are left? I have 2, then sine 5x. I am going to double mark, okay, these. I used 2 and sine 5x. And this one cos 5x. Now try to remember, what was that formula? 2 sine theta cos theta. It is sine of 2 theta. It is sine 2 theta, double of angle. So here you have 2 sine x cos x, which is actually sine 2x. And here 2 sine 5x cos x. If we treat it as theta, you have to write double of this angle. So sine 2 times of 5x. We have our required answer now, sine 2x, 2 into 5, 10, sine 10x, which is same as the right side of equality. Not a difficult task if you have knowledge of these formulas. This whole exercise is based on formulas. So try to remember formulas to make your work more easy. If this was 12, now we will go for question number 13. Students, question number 13 is also same as question number 12. So let's start its solution. Left hand side of equality is cos square 2x minus cos square 6x. We want to prove it is equal to sine 4x, sine 8x. Very first thing, it is same as formula a square minus b square as we did in previous. One time add, one time subtract these two. So we will do that same. One time we will add these and one time we will subtract these values of t ratios. So we have this situation. Now if we treat them as CD, it is like cos C plus cos D, and here it is like cos C minus cos D. What are the formulas? Cos C plus cos D and cos C minus cos D. First formula, here you have to write only all the values in cos. 2 cos C plus D over 2 cos C minus D over 2. Here, because of negative sign you have to write minus 2, then all the values in sine. Sine C plus D over 2, sine C minus D over 2. And what are the values of C and D? C is 2x and D is 6x. Let's write this value by using formulas. First one, we have to write whole calculation in cos. 2 cos, add these two, one time and one time, subtract these angles in cos. Cos 2x minus 6x over 2. Now, this was calculation for bracket number 1 into, I'm going to write this, okay, bracket number 2, here minus 2, let's separate it, okay, to avoid confusions. So minus 2 sine sum of these angles 2x plus 6x over 2 into sine 2x minus 6x over 2. So we have bracket number 2 like this. So let's solve it. 2 cos 6 plus 2 8 over 2 4x, and here 2 minus 6 minus 4 over 2 will give cos minus 2x. This is in bracket number 1. Now in bracket number 2, minus 2 as it is 8 over 2 4, so sine 4x, then sine minus 4x, difference of these over 2 will give minus 2 sine minus 2x. Now we have to use two more formulas. Try to remember sine of minus x is minus sine x, and cos of minus x is cos x. You can read as theta also, this x, okay. So we have to use formulas here. 2 cos 4x, cos of minus 2x is cos x, and minus 2 as it is, sine 4x as it is. Sine of minus 2x, it will be minus of sine 2x. Now we have to solve it first, okay. 2 cos 4x cos x minus minus plus 2 sine 4x, then sine 2x. Now there is a need of rearrangement, so I am going to erase this part. According to our requirement, we need 4x. So I will combine these first. See, so I marked wrongly here, it is 2x, sorry. So it is 2x here. Mark it correctly, okay, this angle. So we will combine these. I am going to mark one sign here. Tick mark 1, 2 and 3. I am going to combine these three values. So I am going to write 2 sine 2x and cos 2x in this order. And after that you have this 2. We will combine them in second bracket 2. Then sine 4x. Then lastly cos 4x. So we used all the values given here. Now try to think a formula which is suitable for this. That is 2 sine theta cos theta. What is 2 sine theta cos theta? It is sine 2 theta, means double of that angle which is given here. In place of theta we have 2x. So it is sine double of this 2x into sine double of 4x. So you will have sine 4x into sine 8x as given in the right hand side of equality. So this was question number 13. See next what is given in question number 14. Students, question number 14 is sin 2x plus 2 sin 4x plus sin 6x equal to 4 cos square x into sin 4x. Let's start its calculation by writing the left hand side of equality. So I am going to write from the left hand side. It is sin 2x plus 2 sin 4x plus sin 6x. Very first thing, we will combine these two of the same type. It is 2 times, so we will mark it in the end. See how? I will write sin 6x first, then plus sin 2x, and in the end 2 sin 4x. Now it is like a formula. What is the formula? Sin C plus sin D. What is that formula? Sin C plus sin D. It is 2 sin C plus D over 2 cos C minus D over 2. What is C? 6x and D 2x. Use formula 2 sin sum of angles over 2 and cos difference of angles. Sorry, I marked for 2x it is. So here difference of angles over 2. So this is the situation from formula. for this first bracket, and in the end you have plus 2 sine 4x. So it will be 2 sine 8x over 2 will give 4x cos 4x over 2 will give 2x. So we have this and plus 2 sine 4x. So we have sine 4x common and 2 also common. So I am going to write 2 sine 4x common. And what is left? Cos 2x plus 1. So for this whole common, 1 we will mark. So we have this. So it is like a formula. Try to remember what was the formula for this situation. It is like this formula. Try to remember formula. It is cos square x equal to 1 plus cos 2x over 2. In addition, I will tell you one more formula which is about sine square x. It is 1 minus cos square x over 1 minus cos 2x over 2. So you have to use this first formula here. So we have to write 2 sine square sine 4x and it is 2 cos square x and 2 into 2 4 cos square x into sine 4x, which is a required answer of the right side of equality. So this was 14. See what is given in question number 15 after this. Question number 15 is cot 4x into sine 5x plus sine 3x equal to cot x sine 5x minus sine 3x. Let's start from the left hand side of equality, its solution. So it is cot 4x into sine 5x plus sine 3x. If we treat them as CD, so we can use a formula which is CD formula, sine C plus sine D. Try to remember that formula. That formula says we have to write 2 sine C plus D over 2 cos C minus D over 2. What is C? 5x D 3x. So use formula. It is cot 4x into 2 sine sum of angles 5 plus 3 x over 2 and difference of angles in cos 5x minus 3x over 2. So cot 4x can be written as cos 4x over sine 4x, and here its answer is 2. 5 plus 3 8 over 2 4, so sine 4x. It is cos 5x minus 3x 2x over 2 will give cos x only. So we can cancel if possible anything. Sine 4x cancelled. So ultimately we have 2 cos 4x and cos x, their combination. But it is not same as given in the right side of equality. So we have to solve right side in this question. Okay, this is the first question in which we are going to solve the right side. It is cot sine 5x minus sine 3x. It is like a formula sine C minus sine D. What is that formula? 2 cos C plus D over 2, then sine C minus D over 2. What is C? It is 5x here, D 3x. Let's use it. It is cot x. So cot x can be written as cos x over sine x. You can avoid it for one or more steps, then you can mark. So I'm writing here only, okay. Then 2 sine, 2 according to formula cos sum of angles 5x plus 3x over 2, then sine difference of angles over 2. See what is result of this? So we have same this value, and here it will be 2 cos 5 plus 3 8 over 2 4x, so it is cos 4x. Here sine 5x minus 3x 2x over 2 will give sine x only. So sine x cancelled. We are left with 2 cos 4x cos x, which is same as this result. So we will say therefore left hand side equal to the right hand side. This was question number 15. Now we will go for question number 16. Students, in question number 16 we have a new type of calculation. Now it is in P over Q form, means numerator and denominator both are given. Let's start its calculation. As we always write from the left hand side. So left hand side is cos 9x minus cos 5x over sine 17x minus sine 3x. Which formula is similar to the numerator if we treat them as CD. Here also if we treat them as CD in the denominator. So try to write formulas. You know, cos C minus cos D. What is that formula? Cos C minus cos D. That is minus 2 sine C plus D over 2 sine C minus D over 2. So you have to remember formulas. Without these, you can't do anything. Here it is sine C minus sine D. What is that formula? That is 2 cos C plus D over 2, and lastly sine C minus D over 2. And we have to use C as required given values here. Okay, so see how we have to write. According to formula for the numerator, this one, it will be minus 2 sine sum of angles 9x plus 5x over 2. Then sine difference of angles over 2. So I am writing difference of angles here. And denominator, on denominator we will apply this formula. It is 2 cos sum of angles 17x plus 3x over 2. And lastly sine difference of angles over 2, 17x minus 3x over 2. So we have this calculation with us. 2 firstly cancelled. We have minus 9 plus 4, 5, 14. 14 over 2, 7. So it is sine 7x. Here 9 minus 5, 4. 4 over 2, 2. So it is sine 2x. Over cos 17 plus 3, 20. 20 over 2, 10. So cos 10x. 17 minus 3, 14. 14 over 2, 7. So it is sine 7x. So we can cancel sine 7x again. And we are left with the minus sine 2x over cos 10x, which is exactly the same as the right side of this equality. This was the easiest one, but the main thing which you have to remember, that is formulas. If they are with you, you can handle any question. See what is given next. Question number 17 is almost same as question number 16. Here we have situation like this. Sin 5x plus sin 3x over cos 5x plus cos 3x equal to tan 4x. Let's start by writing the same left hand side of equality. Sin 5x plus sin 3x over. It is cos 5x plus cos 3x. First, if we compare numerator, you have formula like this. If we use them as CD here, okay. So it is like sin C plus sin D, which is, yes, try to remember 2 sin C plus D over 2 cos C minus D over 2. And if we see the denominator, it is like cos C plus cos D, which can be written as 2 cos C plus D over 2 and cos C minus D over 2. I am not writing CD alone here, okay, because they varies. Numerator is having different CD's values and denominator is having different in some questions. So I am ignoring that. Here, by chance, they are same. So we will write now its calculation. So it is, according to this formula in numerator, it will be 2 sine sum of angles over 2 means 5x plus 3x over 2. Then cos difference of angles 5x minus 3x over 2. Denominator 2 cos sum of angles over 2. Then cos difference of angles over 2. Now solve it further. 2 cancelled. Sine 5 plus 3 8. 8 over 2 4. So it is sine 4x. And here cos 5 minus 3 2. 2 over 2 1. So it is cos x only. Denominator cos 5 plus 3 8. 8 over 2 4. So cos 4x. And lastly cos 5 minus 3 2. 2 over 2 1. So it is cos x. See here we can cancel cos x with cos x. Sin 4x over cos 4x is actually tan 4x, which is same as the right side of equality. This was 17th. See next what is given in question number 18. Question number 18 is quite simple. It is given like this: sin x minus sin y over cos x plus cos y, which we want to prove as it is equal to tan x minus y over 2. So let's start from the left hand side of equality. Sin x minus sin y over cos x plus cos y. Now if we treat numerator as formula, it is like sin C minus sin D. What is that formula? 2 cos C plus D over 2 and then sin C minus D over 2. If we compare denominator, it is like cos C plus cos D. Here we have write 2 cos C plus D over 2, then cos C minus D over 2. I hope you are knowing now formulas, because we write in every question and we mark them so many times. So we have use of these formulas. Let's write these formulas. Very first formula for numerator, we have tried 2 cos sum of angles x plus y over 2, then sine difference of angles x minus y over 2 over 2 cos sum of angles over 2 cos difference of angles over 2. Here we have exactly the same value. They are cancelled. What is sine x minus y over 2 over cos x minus y over 2? We can mark it as tan x minus y over 2, which is our right side of equality. This was the easiest one. Now see what is given in question number 19. Question number 19 is sine x plus sine 3x over cos x plus cos 3x equal to tan 2x. So write in the same way solution. Left hand side of equality is sine x plus sine 3x over cos x plus cos 3x. So if we check numerator, there is a positive sign in between, here also positive sign in between. So I will rearrange these first. I will write value with greater angle first, then the smaller after that. Similarly, cos 3x first, then cos x. There is no difference in writing because there is a positive sign. Now try to think formulas. It is like a formula sine c plus sine d. What is that formula? 2 sine c plus d over 2 into cos c minus d over 2. Similarly, cos c plus cos d. It is like 2 cos c plus d over 2 cos c minus d over 2. And we will write these formulas. Here I am going to use first formula. In this I am going to use second formula. So for numerator it will be 2 sine sum of angles over 2, then cos difference of angles over 2. Denominator 2 cos sum of angles over 2 and cos difference of angles over 2. Here we have, see, this value exactly the same, we can directly cancel. This one is same, cancelled. Now we have tried only what is sine 3x plus x. 4x over 2 will give sine 2x over cos 4x over 2 will give 2x. So it is cos 2x, which is actually tan 2x or right side of equality. This was our question number 19. See what is given in question number 20. Students, question number 20 is little bit different and important one also. Let's start its solution. Here it is sine x minus sine 3x over sine square x minus cos square x equal to 2 sine x. So we have to write from the left side as we always write sine x minus sine 3x over. This is sine square x minus cos square x. First of all, this denominator is like a formula if we take minus sign outside. So I am going to take minus out. I will write here cos square x with positive sign, this one with negative sign. Try to remember. And here also I will take minus sign out and I will mark sine 3x minus sine x. See here we can cancel negative sign. What is formula for this denominator? It is actually cos 2x. You have written this formula in introduction part of this chapter's exercise 3.3. So this is cos 2x. What about this numerator, which is sine 3x minus sine x? If we treat them as CD, it is like formula sine c minus sine d. What is that formula? Sine c minus sine d. 2 cos c plus d over 2, then sine c minus d over 2. So we have to write this formula. C is 3x, d is x. Right formula 2 cos sum of angles over 2, then sine difference of these angles over 2. Denominator will remain the same, cos 2x. Now further if we see what are the answers of these, it is 2 cos 4x over 2 will give 2x, so it is cos 2x. And here sine 3x minus x, 2x over 2 will give x, so it is sine x over cos 2x. And we can cancel cos 2x with cos 2x and we are left with 2 sine x, which is exactly the same as the right side of equality. This was question number 20. I hope you are having knowledge of these things now because we marked so many times. Try to remember these, they need practice. Give some time for practice. Try to write them once again by yourself to learn these things, especially formulas. Formulas are not difficult. Try to write them one by one in questions and you will learn. So thanks for watching. We will see the next work in next video. So keep in touch and don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for latest notifications. Take care. Stay blessed.